everyone. Carrie Simpson here with Laura-Lynn, Tyler Thompson, and Jenn Smith. We are in front of the BC Supreme Court here on this February day of the 12th of 2020. I want to say for the record, I am not at court today. I am not in trouble. Only these two are.
It's a rare moment for Carrie Simpson.
Okay, so these are important proceedings. These are proceedings that include freedom of speech, our right to tell the public story. This is a public interest story. This is about what doctors are doing in British Columbia and what our courts are doing in British Columbia. And we are here today because there is a claim, there is an alleged breach of an order that you two are somehow guilty of, involving the father of the child known as Maxine for these purposes. So Jenn, can you tell us a little bit about what's your involvement? How did you find out that you were going to be a star attraction at the BC Supreme Court today?
Okay, so I found out about this by email, actually. I didn't even know they served people by email, but apparently...
Well, they typically don't.
Right, okay, but in this case they served me by email. First I thought it was a joke email, but got lots of them, then I realized it wasn't a joke. But basically they were saying that I was in breach of publication bans by talking about the father in this case, and suggesting that I was going to do an interview with the father on social media. Now, the original publication ban, which I had not seen previously and just saw recently, actually doesn't stipulate social media. So I'm going to question it on those grounds there. But I think more importantly, what's happening here is they are trying to silence us in our ability to talk about the most important case in Canada right now in terms of transgender issues, and so that's why they're trying to silence us, and that's what it boils down to in my opinion.
So now, you mentioned that you became the star attraction here through unusual circumstances. Typically the rules of court require notice. You get somebody at your door knocking, I'm here to serve you. But because you both are so special, all of that was waived. Apparently there was a secret hearing at the BC Supreme Court on February 10th. You didn't know about it. And what they did is they convinced a master to waive the rules of court and engage in what's called short notice and serve you via email instead of the knock at the proverbial door. So if you hadn't opened your email, you would not know about today's events. But Jenn, you questioned the judge on this, and suddenly the case became even more concerning for somebody like me, because you very rightly said, can we deal with this short leave notice? And the judge basically said no, and you protested, but I haven't even had time. You haven't even had the opportunity to get legal counsel. Is that right at this point?
I've not had a chance to get a lawyer. I've not even had time to go through. This isn't even all the documents.
This is what we got today. Each of us got,
I got
these three things today.
Yeah.
Never mind what's already come by email.
Yeah, so I've got even more documents that I haven't even had time to review. I'm a working person, right? So I haven't had time to review the information, to try to understand what it is I'm dealing with and what is going to be the best way to respond. Because I believe this is a freedom of speech issue. This is a critical public interest.
This is about whether or not the state can continue to abuse children, too. Okay, Laura-Lynn, Tyler Thompson, you had the same rigmarole. You found out by email that, whoa, you had a court date here. Tell me this process. Now, we should also mention that the courtroom is filled with supporters.
Yes.
Apparently one of the lawyers for the other side was so concerned that she asked the sheriffs to come in and monitor the room, which I find amusing. But tell us about what you are experiencing at this point.
So, for me, as I sit there, I'm thinking through what matters in Canada, what matters to our children, what matters in our nation. And I'm thinking about the rule of law, and I'm thinking about how I'm a person that was raised to follow the laws, to respect authority. What does a person do when children are being harmed at the hands of our institutional segments, the educational system, the medical system, the lawyers, the judges?
The court's the very institution that are supposed to protect children.
Yes, it's supposed to protect children. And here we have a situation, and when I found out the particulars of this situation, you can see all about it on the interview that is still up at this moment. and they have got it removed successfully from Facebook. They have removed it from my YouTube. I believe it's still on BitChute. And so when you hear what has happened, I'm sure you will be outraged as well. So at what point do we say this far and no further? At what point do we remain silent? You know, Rosa Parks, at one season in her life, there was one moment when she just said no. That's enough. And you know, Wilberforce, people like this who just stood up for what is right. And I'm asking myself as I'm sitting in this ominous courtroom with, you know, there must be like, it seems like 10 lawyers on the other side. You know, we got nobody, just me and Jenn and Rob and Carrie. And you kind of sit there and you go, what moment is this? And what are we to do? And I'm calling everyone to rise up, to begin to speak, to stand up for this beautiful young person who has is having, even as we speak, irreparable damage is continuing to be done at the hands of all of our authorities. Is this, you know, somebody real wonderful once said that the only thing it takes for evil to continue is good men to do nothing and say nothing. And women.
All right, so we're not even through the day yet. We will come back and keep everybody posted. We are on the lunch break now with lots more to come. So we'll report back in. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.